So it'd be serratus anterior, pecs, lats, just a pull down.
Oh, sweet. Got to put the pull-up bar through the full range of testing here before we ship her off.
I'll show you what's going on. I'll pull my
Go
shirt
ahead.
off. Seriously.
Go for it.
What you're trying to do, what I'm trying to do is hit the serratus and the this, this, and this. And then bracing, good solid brace,
Okay.
brace.
Heck yeah.
So that's just stuff like that. That's what I like about this thing, this battle baton. You can do so many interesting things with it. You can just tricep work. But for me anymore,
Pause!
let's see, what else would I do in here? Yeah, I was doing these, coming down, just pulling it down. But having what used to be called a peak contraction
Yeah.
right at the end of the motion, and then bracing abdominally
Yeah.
and through a lot of the range. A lot of that comes from Pablo Satsouin. We call his, but then you can see, you know, what you're working there, and it doesn't take that much work. That's the thing about a lot of this stuff is it doesn't take as much volume, and you do the grease the groove, where if you've got this sitting in the garage, you go out and you nail 3 or 4, and always work under. You never work to a point of failure or anything like that. And so you start learning. It's like what one of his principles is that, and it was Poliquin said that too. Charles Poliquin, rest in peace, just passed away. Strength is learned. Just because you can pick up a heavy weight doesn't mean you're smart about it. And that's what kind of the thing with some of this stuff is, when you got to have everything lined up, the whole corset, core, brace everything up, and then do the work. So sometimes it's not so much an athletic movement. You're learning you're teaching your body what it needs to do to be able to be very strong in position. So when I do a pull down like that, my gut is working hard. It's not just the movement, the muscles that are used to move the bones. It's also the whole structure. You're trying to keep you're trying to integrate the entire structure so that you're not working to accentuate only one movement, but that your whole organism is like making the movement happen. And it's like it's a force multiplier. And then that's why you have to control your breathing, because like if you're bracing, that exhalation when you're doing that, staying under the braced form and exhaling when you're doing that, and remaining braced and keeping good inner pressure, means like when you're doing a big heavy lift, or when you've got to flip a tire, or like John was saying, when you got to carry a furnace that's on fire out in the basement, you can do it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what to me, that's one of the things that I like about what are really atypical types of things. When people see this, they're like, what a bunch of, it's just goofy. Well, it's goofy until you know what you're doing. Once you know what you're doing, you can make this work. And it gives you that, what we used to call old man strength.
One of the things I like about that is you've got a certain amount of instability with the band system here.
Oh, yeah.
So whenever you are under load, you're having to activate quick twitch fibers to compensate for the band.
Yeah, it's all
going
on. Yeah.
You're having to keep that constant balance.
Yeah, your stabilizers and everything have to keep firing. It's not like you're on a machine where you're locked into the machine and you're going to do a quad extension or something like that. You know, it's like, no, this is real time and it's more dynamic in that sense. So I'm here, if my left starts to give a little bit, everything has to adjust.
Yeah.
You know, you got to start to adjust. It's like, oh, okay. And it doesn't have, and that's another thing, is like what I like about, just even like this, you know, is the isometrics that you can do. It's like you hold this position, and it doesn't look Superman. It's not like, you know, barbarian or anything like that. But what I'm trying to do when I get here, I'm pulling that socket together. I'm holding my humerus into the shoulder socket and just isolate that. Hold it isometrically, because there's so many things that you do in functionally and when you're moving where you have to stabilize or somehow freeze one part of the body in order to drive the power through that. You use that as your vector or your pivot. And you've got to be able to do that. This is a perfect thing for that. And just toys like this, it's where you're coming at with in your head what you're doing. It's not just going in and saying, I'm going to do X number of cleans and presses, and then I'm done. My workout for the day, or my you know. You got to bring your mind to it and stay in it. But this thing is very stable. That's what's cool about it. It's very stable. Because I like to get a little hinky on stuff, and it's like, man, this thing feels solid, you know? It's like, boom, look at this thing. I thought, I was curious, because the way it was set up, with just a single bar like this and on a platform like that, I thought, well, is that going to be, you know, how's that going to sit? Man, it's solid as a dog. It's really good. And the thing is when you it's not to make the exercise, you're not working to be more efficient. That's a different mentality. That's a different road. Sometimes you do things so that they're less efficient, but you have to work harder. So it takes you, that's from Pavel again, it takes you less time, less volume, and less wear and tear on your body to do the work. So like something like this, you wouldn't think, okay, I'm going to work my abs, and everybody said, well, do crunches and used to, and do all other kind of stuff. I can do this, which is like a hollow body. And the thing is to brace that and contract that as hard as you can. Not make it just as easy as you can so you can do 100. No, make one as hard as you can, and you're done. You do a plank correctly, 20 seconds, your eyeball's going to pop out if you're doing it right. You know?
Heck
it's
yeah.
the same idea. So be smarter and be good to your body, you know? Anyway, I like it. This is nice.